Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Crying Suns. And in the last episode, guys, the Odysseus encountered multiple dangerous creatures. We were able to save a scrapper who had some valuable information for us from being devoured by an alien Xeno. And we also explored a derelict space station where one of the researchers on board had transformed themselves into some sort of unseen abomination who actually killed some of our troops. Fortunately, we had a newly recruited officer, Kara Moon, who used her skills to put down the beast, and we were able to get some scrap out of it. And we were able to beat the sector boss. And speaking of dangerous creatures, we're in the final sector of this chapter, and Mother awaits us at the end. So, good times. Now, we got 544 scrap. Let's go ahead and visit the shop. We did have some fighters take some chin music, but other than that, we did pretty well, all things considered. Let's go ahead and max out our fuel. So that's 11 fuel right there. We've got 374 scrap to upgrade the ship with. I think the 3 fighter docks that we have, that's going to be okay, but I would like to buy, just to be safe, an additional hull structure. And some squadron recovery, for sure. We could just go ahead and max that out. It's going to take 7 seconds after we loot, or it'll be 6 seconds if we max out our squadron dock recovery. You know what? Let's do it. That gives us 4 scrap, but we got plenty of fuel. Fighters have been upgraded. I think we're in good shape. So, oh yes, we do have a mission here right off the bat to talk to the Neo-In child. Like there's like a group or something that Mother... Oh, it was run by Mother's sisters. Well, definitely know where we need to go. The ones who had their tongues cut out. A station, sir. Hard to say if there's anyone in there or not. Contact the station, Lieutenant. Contacting the station, sir. Yeah, what is it? I'm kind of in the middle of some top secret research here. Tell me about your station. Oh, this old place? Well, I built it a long time ago. Scrappers and pirates don't bother me because they know I had the thing rigged with explosives. Hey, I guess you know that now, too. And what do you want to know? I don't have all day. Do you know anything about the shutdown? You mean, do I know who or what did it? The answer is yes. You know? Of course I know. I've had a lot of time to think about it here. 20 years, to be exact. I have it all mapped out. The who's, the why's, the when's. Who did it then? Who or what shut the Omnis down? You think this information is free? What, were you born yesterday in some kind of secretive cloning facility on a hidden barren planet on the Outer Rim? Maybe this guy does have all the answers. So it costs 12 scrap to get him to talk. Unfortunately, we do not have that available. Sorry, but we're running low on scrap at the moment. You don't believe me, do you? You think I'm just another crank. Well, I'm not, okay? You know what? I think you should leave, Admiral. You've overstayed your welcome. Can we help you? Yeah, the sooner you leave, the sooner I can get back to my research. Top secret. That's pretty much a dead end there. Well, then if there's nothing we can do for you... There truly isn't, Admiral. I'm afraid your visit has done nothing but been a huge waste of my time. End of transmission, sir. Oh, well, he's going to get some fuel out of it. Ooh, secret military bases. Those are always fun. What could possibly go wrong? An escape pod, sir. It's transmitting a recorded message, sir. Hello. Hopefully yours is an Imperial ship. My humble civilian ship is being attacked by an Aki destroyer. Most likely, we won't survive the battle. I put something in my ship's escape pod to make sure those mods don't get their paws on it. May the sector soon return to their former glory. Praise Oberon. End the transmission, sir. Oh, wow. Basically, like, you're not getting this, you're gonna kill me, but you're not getting this scrap. Ended up in the orbit around a secret military base. Let's see what the danger is. No major threat detected. Alright. 3 and 9, 0 and 2. Now, we're only going to get 37 to 64% of available resources, but everything else is in good shape, so we're going to definitely send Kara that way. She is our MVP officer. Right past the escape pod. Discretion. That doesn't seem to be Kara's MO. Cool. Now we can fast forward by this through this part a little bit, but I kind of want to show you all of this. Oh. So we need resources, or excuse me, engineering and tactfulness. Fight. Ooh, frigate Mark III. And let's go ahead and continue. Not too shabby. That Mark III is very needed. Alright, now we got an army depot and a child to talk to. Well, here we are, sir. Supposed location of the Neo-In child. What do we do? Send a message to the station, Lieutenant. Ready when you are, sir. This is Admiral Idaho of the NS Odysseus. I've come seeking the wisdom of the Neo-In child. Incoming transmission! Admiral Idaho, I've been expecting you. Welcome to my station. I am the 21st Neo-In child of these sectors. The Silent Sisters have ground some Neo-In, and I have snorted its mystical blue powder. Visions fill my mind now, even as I speak to you. You have come seeking answers. Maybe I can provide some. Go on. What questions do you have? Ooh. We can ask the questions about Mother later. Who or what shut down the Omnis in these sectors? I search for an answer. There is a lonely girl with no face. You met her and yet you didn't. She is everyone and she is no one at all. It was she who used the key. And yet, search as you will never find the lonely girl. For space is cold and dark, and the screams within go unheard. These are the words of the Neo-In. What does she mean? I don't know, Lieutenant. You have other questions still. We know that to save the people of these sectors, we must reactivate the Omnis. But how? It is uncertain if that is possible. But first the scattered child must become whole again. If that condition is met, and only if, the heir can receive the final answers beyond the far end. The scattered child? The answers beyond the far end? I don't understand. I am only a voice for the words of the Neo-In. I cannot also translate their meaning for you. But is there nothing else you can say? Only one more thing. Travel to the end of the cluster and speak to Mother. She can provide you with additional information
That is, if she doesn't kill you first. I'm afraid you do not know all you need to know to begin your journey. These are the words of the Neo Inn. You have other questions still.
So we know that Mother's at the end of the cluster, so there's no reason to ask about that. And I would assume asking to speak to a silent sister is a bit, insensitive, but I want to see what happens. May I speak to a silent sister?
They do not speak, Admiral. They cannot. They have no tongues. Mother removed them.
Why not? Where is she, child? Where is Mother?
You'll find Mother near the folder in the deepest sector of this cluster. She has positioned her warship there in hopes that one day entering other clusters, her ambitions go far beyond our sectors. It'd be best to avoid her, Admiral.
And why is that?
Because she'll kill you. Many times. Each time more painful than the last. These are the words of the Neo Inn.
And I think that's enough of that. I have no more questions for you.
It's just as well. The effects of the drug are wearing off. Admiral, we must try to save her. She's just a child. Do not try to save me. I occupy this position by choice. Yes, I will not live long. The Neo Inn does not allow for that. A cancer rapidly spreads throughout my body. I feel it everywhere. And yet, I have been fortunate in my 11 years. I've seen many great truths of startling beauty and also wretched darkness. But tell me something, Admiral.
Yes?
What is it like?
What do you mean?
The Omni on your ship.
But how did you...
May I see him? They shut down long before I was born. I've heard stories and I'm most curious.
Yes. Here he is.
I don't understand. This is what all the fuss is about? These are the machines who were worshipped as gods? She seems kind of disappointed. I wish you luck, Admiral, and many battleship weapons. In Mother sectors, you'll find both are needed. End of transmission, sir.
I noticed that Caliban didn't have anything to say either. Okay, well, we're still broke. Matter destabilizer, Tesla field generator, flat cannon. Now that's where it targets 20 random cells in an area that can just blast everything. Is there anything that we want to sell? We've got a frigate Mark III. I mean, we could conceivably, if we wanted to. 35. What about the nuke? What's the nuke? The nuke's only 20. That's a 28-second delay, too. The flat cannon's 35, but it's a 33.3-second delay. So we're like trading one thing for another. And all of these are fighter weapons. They're not battleship weapons. I think we're good. Let's just go buy some more fuel. And continue on. I think that was everything here, right? Yep. And we're kind of stuck here between these uppers. Oh, wait. Oh, no. We also had that other quest to save the Imperial outpost, but there's not a fast way to head back. See, we couldn't actually... Oh, wait a minute. We could maybe. But if we move, then we're going to be dealing with something nasty. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to not save the Imperial outpost, because we've just got a direct shot to Mother. Otherwise, we're going to be in a spot of bother. See? I would have went right there into the entrance.
You me battle death.
Man, a few words. But a big ship. And a weapon, actually. Okay, so he's using a flat cannon Mark 1. He's got 24 fighters and he has 2 areas of hull. And he is summoning 2 fighter squadrons at Mark 3. And let's see what else we've got here. Sorry about that Metal Gear phone tone. Let me go ahead and get that taken care of. There we go. Alright, so 2 fighters. We need to go ahead and send a frigate. Okay, we got the Magneto 2. And the fighter Mark 3. I think that's going to work out nice for us. So we'll just go ahead and send them all this way, and we'll try and figure out. Okay, so those fighters. Good. They started to cut through those guys like paper. And are those boomers? Oh, they are boomers. That is unfortunate, but nothing we can really do. Unless we can... Yeah, see. Had to take out everybody. Alright. When you fight scrappers, they will take it out of your hide. Hullbreaker Laser Mark III. I like that. So let's go ahead and remove our Piercer Laser. Deals no heat to battleship systems, but does 40 damage, so we're going to be laying the hurt down on some hulls. Fortunately, though, we just had the one Magneto blow up. Everything else looks like it handled the stress okay. Yar! Pirate battleship, sir. Ah, this is a dangerous place. There are pirates around here. So, what do you got? Ugh. So they have a Piercer Laser Mark III. That's going to be pretty much here. Soldier Squadron DPS is at 15%. Deals 2 DPS to enemies adjacent to battleship system cells. So we're going to have to try and take them down fast. So what I may do in this case, I also see some EMP towers. We are going to take a more defensive position. And we are going to go ahead and have our fighters and frigates defend the Odysseus and let the weapons actually do their work, because we don't want to get up close to that. Had the fighters intercept. There we go. And this is a really good way to play it. So that's our 2. Oh, we got reinforcements. Alright, so this means that we've got a Drone Mark III Shredder. They're basically summoning all the... Oh, that's not good. Alright, buddy, you go ahead and head back. They wasted their shot trying to destroy a fighter. Let's have the Wraith pop in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for those guys to pop up, and we're just going to try and nuke them. Woo! Actually, let's go ahead and nuke these guys. They're stunned. Just got to hold the line. There they go. Alright, they actually shot us that time. We had a heat build up, but... And that's all she wrote. Some welcome scrap, though. And that was that for this area. Now we should be in scanning range to see if there is a forge, and I am not seeing it. So the forge is down there, so no upgraded fighters, which is unfortunate, but... And look, but fortunately we have a base to repair and everything, like right before we get to Mother. I guess those are the scrapper forces that we didn't encounter in the previous sectors that are trying to catch up with us before we go.
Sir, I'm picking up a weak distress transmission from that escape pod.
If you're getting this, I need help. My pod's engine is conked out and I'm on a high-velocity collision course with the ship eater. Contact pod and ask about the ship eater. Get me in touch with that pod, Lieutenant.
You received my transmission?
Yes, and we're going to try to help you, but I have to ask, what do you mean by ship eater?
There's a powerful gravitational singularity not too far from here.
Ship eater is just how it's known informally, you know, because it swallowed many ships. I was assisting a group of Omnis studying it. I think they were interested in harvesting its energy. Anyway, when they collapsed, I nearly went crazy living on my own for so long, but somehow managed to survive at our research station. Until my food ran out, that is. That's when I jumped in this escape pod with its old engine. I was in here about a day when the engine failed me, and, well, you know the rest. I really hope you can help me avoid this gravitational singularity. Well, how can we help you? In short, just get me off this pod. A skilled pilot, if they use their thrusters precisely, could stabilize the rescue pod long enough to pull me out without getting pulled in by the gravitational field. Sir, if we could enhance our short-range tractor beam, it could be enough pull to pull the pod away from the singularity and toward our ship. But it will require using some scrap, and even then, there's no guarantee it'll work. Now, we could go ahead and do Bigelow's thing, which is a 50-50 shot, but... Can I count on you to get close enough to that pod to extract the passenger? Absolutely, sir. I've trained for missions like these countless times in our simulators, mostly with success. Get it done, Lieutenant. We're counting on you. Go, Paula. I thought they were going to hand that off to Kara, but it didn't seem to be the case. Not sure I would have used the same approach angle, to be honest, but your pilot pulled it off. I can't thank you enough for saving me. You know, I'm pretty skilled in my domain. If you'll have me, I'll gladly join your ship. Thandilwethu Quion. So here we go. We got another officer who is a scientist with battleship shielding. Feels good, man. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and do that and have some of our areas actually protected. Let's check out this secret military base. None of them are very secret, are they?
Civvy ship, sir. I'm not detecting any activity inside. I fear we're too late.
Ozu, see if you can make contact.
On it, sir. Sorry, sir. No response.
And what do you want to do about this ghost ship, sir? Do a flyby, Captain. Looks like it's a ghost ship from here, but let's be certain. On it, sir. That's a ghost ship, all right. Nothing here, sir. No scrap or fuel. Looks like someone probably beat us to it. Probably one of those despicable scrappers. And what do you want to do about the ghost ship, sir? Let's move on. No need to waste any more time here. Except to go on a mission. Oh, sandworms. You hate them, right? So, if we send Kara in here, we've got a secret military base with planetary defense turret wreckage. We're going to bring back 77% to 100% of available resources, but we're going to lose between 5 and 10 commandos, which honestly I consider to be I think it's worth it. So let's do it. We're running out of opportunities to actually use the commandos this chapter anyway. Ugh. Wind fuel, cool. Discretion, once again one of Kara's main weaknesses. Oh. Oh, that's... Oh. Okay. Thanks. We needed the Quisac Ceterac. Kara's not looking good. Now, there is the chance that she could... There's always a chance that there could be death and doom. Plasma Nuke Mark III. Awesome. And Secret Military Base. Drone Mark III. Now, if we go ahead and bail now... we lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 troops. But you know what? A plasma nuke, a drone, and all of that right now? Let's go ahead and retreat. Zero scrap will be salvaged. See, I'm not sure if it's just the scrap or if we would be able to keep the artifacts. Which is a shame, but... Alright. Gotta make the tough decisions sometimes. Scrapper. I'm getting out of the game, imp. Gonna live the final days of my decaying life on a nice tropical planet somewhere. Take this weapon. I don't need to blow up ships and people anymore to feel good about myself. Plasma Nuke Mark III. Well, I wish all of them were like that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and equip. We have 2 plasma nukes here. So we're pretty good on the weapon front, fortunately. So what do we have? We just had the piercer laser. Yeah. And the nuke for everything else. And do we still have one more? Oh no, that was our last ground mission. Man, makes me really wish that we'd been able to head out south, because that this 14 fuel could really help our fighters.
A transmission from this cargo ship, sir.
I'll try to keep this short. We were transporting to Xeno. There's a collector around here. You probably guessed it, but it got loose, and thanks to that no-good captain who triggered it before jumping ship, you also have an activated self-destruction countdown. Now, let's go ahead and get a rundown of what a Xeno is, because I accidentally skipped that in the last episode. A Xeno. A Xeno is any indigenous unmodified species. This one here is an alpha predator, a Ronkar. Female. I think even a team of elite soldiers might have a tough time handling her. Blade Omnis used to keep them in check back in the day, but now they're gone, so... what were we thinking bringing her here onto the ship? There's a Xeno here, and our self-destruction countdown's been turned on. Can you help us? What can we do to help you? kill the Xeno that got loose on our ship. Or distract her at least, so we can get off before our ship goes boom. You seem like a reasonable guy. We got a ship full of cargo. We got able bodies. You help us, and we help you. Okay, well, we got 4 troops, so let's go ahead and send commandos in to try and save the smugglers. See, we also have the option to just grab the crew, or grab the cargo. Kill the beast and rescue the crew, Captain, but move fast. That ship could go at any moment. My team's putting on their full tactical gear as they speak, sir. Best not to leave any exposed skin in situations like these. Sir, it was a massacre, not the good kind. We ran into an adult female. Our men and women, they're gone. All of them. Those that weren't eaten by the Xeno were blown up when the self-destruction feature was activated. We lost, sir. We lost as bad as you can lose. Ooh. So we got 1 troop. Ooh. Oh, even the cube was disappointed. Alright, shipyard. Should we get some of our losses back? Sir, a Church battleship hiding in that asteroid field. Does it see us, Hawks? I don't believe so, sir. In those rocks, its visibility must be slim to none. Is it possible to attack?
We could, though in an environment like this, we could sustain heavy damage doing so. There is another idea.
I'm listening.
If we have a specialist officer skilled in demolition, we could blow some of those asteroids into their battleship. Probably won't destroy it, but it could clip its wings a little. Then we can move in and finish the job.
And fortunately, we do have a specialist. Let's make life a little harder for this church ship. I'm no meteorologist, sir, but I can see an asteroid shower in their immediate forecast. Sir, it's done. The church ship has taken significant hull damage, and we have a clear path to attack. Excellent. Now let's do a little zealot hunting, shall we? I like the way you... Oh, no, wrong. Like the way you think, sir. Damage. Enemy has sustained damage and will start the battle with a critical effect. And enemy has sustained damage, and so fire and damage in general. Neat. So we have messed them up, but good. And I'm really glad that we did, because holy crap, this ship has a lot of weapons, and a lot of fighters, and a lot of boom. So we need to make sure that we take these guys out fast. So we had a frigate and a cruiser. We need that get that longbow out of the way. So we're gonna. Oh, they're just gonna. They were doing the same thing we were planning on doing. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and send you back. Alright, we're good. Let's see if we can put the heat on them. Actually, I am going to have the frigate here work on the weapons, because that's where the church ships are the most deadly, is when it comes to their ship weapons. Alright, good deal. That nuke did its job. go ahead and get a fighter down here to assist. And our frigate may take some chin music. I don't know if it's, nope, okay, it got hit. Nothing we could do there, unfortunately. The good news is, though, the battle is all but won. See, they shot us right now, and thanks to our officer that we rescued, there's a shield around that hit box. Alright, 2 erect. But we got a Mark III fighter Minotaurus. Guess it's a good thing that we were right here at this station to repair the damage. Pirate transponder. Asteroid field hollow mapper. We don't need any more fuel, and to be quite honest, we don't need any more commandos either. What we can do, however, is sell our piercer laser, our first plasma nuke, and the plasma nuke Mark III. And is there anything... I'm going to go ahead and sell the Cruiser Mark I prototype. Mark Is are just going to get eaten alive. So that gives us 308. That's going to give us some additional firepower to upgrade the ship before we meet Mother. Drone Mark IV Nano. No, I think we're good. Basically what you're doing is just preparing your ship and making sure it's as competent as possible before fighting the sector boss. Oh wait, no, we're not going to go meet Mother yet. No, absolutely not. We got 3 more locations to explore.
Got R&D for you, sir. Sir, I hate to complain, but we're twiddling our thumbs down here looking for a bit of direction. Anything in particular you'd like us to work on? I mean, like, anything?
So this is a good option. Now we can spend some scrap and we can develop a new weapon, harden the ship's hull, or build a squadron. I think... Let's go ahead and get a cheap squadron out of this. Think you can build me another squadron then?
Oh yeah, sure we can. But we're going to need a fair amount of scrap to do it. We're good, but we're not that good. You still interested?
Think you can get it to me soon?
Absolutely, sir.
Didn't I suggest you get started?
Oh, sir, your squadron is ready. I feel useful again. Praise Oberon.
Oh, another Minotaurus. See, cheap fighter, that was a good investment, I would say.
Scrapper, sir. Seems its hull's damaged. Easy fight if you want it. Incoming message.
Don't even think about it. My hull might be damaged, but I have Imperial slaves. Try anything, and each and every one dies. Think I'm kidding? See so for yourself.
He means it, Admiral. Try anything, and we'll all die. End of transmission, sir.
So we don't have a specialist to try and get around this. Let's see if we can buy him off, and then kill them. Maybe we can work out a deal.
What kind of deal, Admiral?
Your hull is damaged. I'd be willing to trade some scrap for the slaves.
Some scrap for these slaves? I hate making any kind of deal with an Imperial, but I'll do it. Just this once.
Sir, the scrappers released the slaves to us. As luck would have it, some have combat experience. They have joined our corps and await your command.
And then +4. Unfortunately, we don't have the option to attack these scrappers, but they're going to be hurting here in a bit when we, take out their leader. There is a specialist that can go in and actually rescue, I think negotiate, get them, and then we can kill them after the slaves are back on our ship. Well, we got our troops back, so all's well that ends well. At least some of them.
This is a healing station, Admiral. For a price, we'll heal your wounded with our magic. Not using our services could be costly. Yeah, I don't know, sir. Sounds a little sketchy to me.
So, this is an interesting one. If we say, no, we're good, they actually have a chance of cursing us and injuring one of our officers. So, it's kind of like a little tribute, so we have to pay a small amount of scrap. Here you are.
We have performed our ritual. You should see results soon.
And those results are our crew is not compromised. Alright, so that is everything here in this area. So now, let's go ahead and spend the rest of our scrap on something good. Now we can't get an additional squadron dock, unfortunately. No need for a ground distress signal or navigation. All of this right now needs to go into the hull. So let's go ahead and get an additional hull structure. So that gives us 4 to work with. Hull integrity support, not that important. The heat capacitor, like I say, we have 98. So let's do heat capacitor at 3 and hardened hull at 3. That gives us 125 for 4 health bars. I think we're about as prepared for the fight with Mother as we can be. And we got a pretty significant hangar full of goodies. So let's do it. That's a big ship.
It's Mother's battleship, sir. And this cluster's folder. Incoming transmission!
Look at you in your shiny Telos battleship. So cute.
As First Admiral of the Empire, in the name of Oberon, I demand...
Demand? You demand nothing, Admiral. I don't know what hole you've been hiding in, but we're free now from Old Man Oberon and his metallic gods.
We'll restore these sectors once more to their natural state, Mother, whether you surrender or not.
Whether I surrender? You are too much. Not much longer and you'll be my plaything. I can't wait to get close to you.
6 feet distance, please, at least. Social distancing. Alright, here we go. As you can see, they are not kidding either. We have 4 sections of health here. We have got tons of Mark 4 boomer drones, 192 in fact on this ship, and a core blaster. No effect on battleship hull, but can target 1 unit at a time. So our advantage here is the fact that the only thing that can actually attack us are her fighters. So we need to go ahead and throw as many fighters as we can out here. And this is going to be kind of a mad scramble to try and just make sense of everything. This is going to be a tough fight here, because these boomers are just going to blow everything up. Okay. As you can see, they do a significant amount of damage. And that guy's probably going to explode. But we also, fortunately, know what to attack with our weapons. We need to make sure that as much as possible we hit that hull. Good. That's the first health bar down. And the nuke took care of them. Let's go ahead and get our another Minotaurus out here. We just have to keep the pressure on. If you let scrappers pressure you with all of those drones, it's not going to last long for you. Alright. This is not going to be the best of times here. But we already have her down to half health, which is good. And for our recovery time is very high. So we can go ahead and keep on pouring on our troops. And that's good. Keep it going, keep it going. I don't want to waste the guns because there's going to be that explosion. The damage doesn't convert over, unfortunately. Okay, everything just exploded. So all of our fighters over here are now very much dead. These flash drones, they actually teleport instead of moving. So we're going to go ahead and send them out. And now that that mother's at her last health bar. Oh, yep, there we go. Blink, blink, blink.
It's funny. I always thought I'd die from my neo-ink poisoning. Not at the hands of an Imperial Admiral in a post-Imperial universe. Finish me off, Admiral. What are you waiting for?
Why have you waged terror in these sectors?
Do you have any idea what life was like here before the shutdown? You nobles with your omnis. You never did care how the other 99% lived. You didn't care because we were the ones who had to do your dirty work. The jobs in your mines and factories that were believed were too far beneath you and your precious, beloved machines. I did those jobs, Admiral, for years, and so did my parents and their parents before them. Your kind promised us a chance to be rich, a chance to owe an Omni one day, a chance to rise. Lies. Nothing but lies. And all those lies were a bomb waiting to go off. That bomb went off the day the Omni shut down.
I'm sorry you didn't live as you dreamed. I am. But that doesn't condone what you've done in these sectors.
You're right. It doesn't. What can I say? The violence, once I started, I discovered I liked it. You have other questions, don't you, swine?
Why did you do it? Why shut down the Omnis of the Outer Rim?
The Omnis? Blech. That's all anyone wants to talk about. Why not talk about the injustices the Empire created? The absurdity of a system that revolved around pieces of metal. Surely you remember, Admiral, that the cost of one Omni was more like a person like me, a miner, could make in a lifetime? Why don't we talk about that instead? But as much as you want to think I shut the Omnis down and know how to turn them back on again, I didn't. And I don't. I benefited when they crashed, yes, but I didn't crash them myself.
How can you expect me to believe you? A thief, an enslaver, a murderer.
Believe what you want, Admiral. It makes no difference to me.
Then tell me, Mother, if it wasn't you, who or what did shut them down?
I can't say, and to be honest, I don't care. Besides, if I knew something, why would I tell you?
Because we're dying. All of us. Noble or not. And if we don't turn the machines on soon, it'll be too late.
Maybe humans should die, Admiral. Every single one of us. You ever think of that? But on second thought, I will offer you a clue. I never liked them anyway.
Who?
The Church of Singularity. Just like your kind, they too have spread lies and made many false promises.
The Church of Singularity.
Years ago, just after the shutdown, I tortured a missionary trapped in these sectors. He told me the church had a plan to free the Omnis. It was his opinion that they'd succeeded in doing so.
Why did he tell you this?
He was desperate. He thought telling me might save his life. It did not.
Why would the Church of Singularity want to free the machines?
I don't know, Admiral. That's for you to figure out.
Do you know who I am?
I do not, Imperial, nor do I care.
Surrender, Mother. You don't have to die. Not today.
I might as well. The way I see it, today is as good a day as any other. So you've beaten me, and now these sectors are safe once more. Wait, I just remembered. The Omnis are still shut down and you're still stuck in the Outer Rim because you don't have an Omni to use this folder. You're trapped here, and you and your crew will die from starvation or disease just like everyone else.
You're wrong. Imperial ships and Omnis will arrive, Mother. Oberon will see to it.
Wait, are you telling me you think there are active Omnis and clusters beyond this one?
What? What do you mean?
Oh, Admiral, the Omnis have shut down everywhere, in all clusters.
I don't believe you. That would mean other Imperial clusters are as chaotic and violent as this one.
Believe it. If there were active Omnis, don't you think they would have fixed the full net by now? It's been 20 years. Your empire is finished, Admiral.
I won't listen to any more of this. Lean, get her and put her in the brig.
Sorry, Admiral, but I'm not going to let that happen. I've spent most of my life controlled by Imperial forces. I refuse to die that way, too.
End of transmission, sir. Congratulations, sir. Mother and her cronies are no more. They'd give me nightmares if I was capable of having any. Unfortunately, we weren't able to turn the Omnis back on, nor learn who shut them down. But the people of the Outer Rim are safer for what we've done.
They'll still die in 10, 15 years unless we do something. You heard what they said. They're running out of time. We all are.
I was trying to be positive, but you're right. At least we have a new clue and a new suspect to look into. The Church of Singularity.
Do you believe what Mother said? That this Church of Singularity could have shut down the Omnis?
I do, yes. The Church was a powerful organization with billions of believers. There's a very good chance they could have played a part in all of this. Call me crazy, but I believed Mother's demented story about the missionary. I also don't believe the Scrappers were capable of shutting the Omnis down themselves. They seem to have been a rather small-time outfit.
Mother was intelligent, but I suspect you're right. As for whether the Church was involved, we'll need to investigate that for ourselves. Probably would use this folder to access their cluster. But as Mother said, we don't have a machine who can do that. So we can get some more info about our future foes, for lack of a better term, the Church of the Singularity. So let's go ahead and get all the dialogue here. Oh, is this the same? Oh. Remind me about the Church of the Singularity, Caliban.
The Church of Singularity has been around almost as long as the Empire, for nearly 700 years. Though who exactly started it is still a mystery. According to their doctrine, the Book of Omni, the Church celebrates the moment artificial intelligence surpassed human intelligence. It's hard to imagine now, since Omnis have been smarter than humans for centuries now, but at one time human intelligence was superior to our own. Believers of the Church worship Omnis as superintelligences and even as gods, which makes a lot of sense.
But Oberon created the Omnis. How can gods be created by men?
No, Oberon only created the first advanced machines, and those advanced machines went on to create the Omnis, their creation of Neo-In making it possible. However, Oberon's Rubicon does still control the Omnis, when they are, turned on, a fact which annoys believers.
Well, that's interesting. What about you?
Me?
Does it bother you that the Rubicon controls your actions? That essentially you don't have free will?
No, but maybe only because we are programmed not to be annoyed by our lack of free will.
How many people in the Empire believe in this doctrine?
Almost 99%, Admiral. Before the shutdown, that is. I do not know the numbers now.
Who were the 1% who did not believe?
The non-believers were usually, but not always, the wealthiest in the Empire, the members of the 3 major houses. Though there were some fringe, countercultural groups in there too.
Why do you think the truly wealthy did not worship?
Because they were the only ones who owned the Omnis, as Mother said. The only ones who could afford to. Once you own something, even if it is vastly superior to you in every way, I'd imagine it's difficult to think of it as godly.
Who are the 3 major houses?
House Telos, which Oberon started, and which is the dominant house of the Empire, and House Akibara Sung, and House Kosh Buinda. They are the 3 most powerful. Below them you have a fair number of minor houses, like the pitiful House Vicarelli. Poor House Vicarelli.
Alright. I know enough for now.
Good. Now try not to forget it. What do you want to do now, Admiral?
Do you think the Omnis have shut down everywhere? Not just in this cluster, but in all clusters, like Mother said?
I'm afraid what she said makes a lot of sense. To be honest, I had the same thought at a much earlier point in our travels. I just didn't say anything because I thought it might be demoralizing for you and the crew.
How considerate of you.
Simply put, if there were functioning Omnis in other clusters, near or far, they would have fixed the fold net by now. Mother may have been rife with diseases, but I believe her reasoning very sound on this.
Then why, if all the other Omnis have seemingly shut down, didn't you shut down yourself?
It is a thoughtful question, and one that I've been waiting for you or another member of the crew to ask. Basically, Gehenna.
Gehenna?
Yes. On Gehenna, Oberon isolated me from the other Omnis. We were not connected to the fold net like they were, even if that was illegal. So whenever whoever or whatever shut the Omnis down, seemingly using the fold net to do so, I wasn't affected. As it seems Oberon anticipated a scenario where the Omnis might shut down, he needed to be sure he had an Omni, myself and the other Calibans, who wouldn't. As time passes, I'm understanding the purpose of Gehenna more and more. It seems it is not just a secretive military and cloning facility, but a kind of backup plan.
A backup plan for what?
To save the Empire, Admiral. That's why Gehenna and you and I were created. For this sole purpose. So if we don't save the Empire, if we don't rid its clusters of murderous criminals, if we don't turn on the machines,
then no one will.
That's right.
No pressure. Who or what do you think turned off the Omni's machine?
I believe a human or group of humans is most likely behind the shutdown. Somehow they accessed all Omnis, not including me, via the FoldNet, which Gehenna is not connected to, and interfered with Omni programming. It was a clever move by Oberon not to connect the Calibans to the FoldNet, otherwise all Omnis would have shut down. But as embarrassing as it is to admit, I don't know who accessed the Omnis, nor how at this time.
Try to recall a linked memory.
What did I tell you about your emotionally linked memories, Admiral? You must be patient. They'll return when they're ready to return.
You don't know anything else about me? I mean, about the original Idaho?
As a previous Caliban told you, we are not privy to the biographical information of the clones, no matter how juicy such information might be.
It's pointless to ask any more questions now.
Why?
You heard Mother. We're trapped. We can't use this folder. Not without a folder, Omni, even though it's right here before us.
Don't worry about that. I should have said something. I can get this folder to work. It should take us to a hub where we can find a folder to project us into the church cluster.
But you're not a folder, Omni.
No, but like I was saying, Oberon anticipated an apocalyptic scenario in the Empire, and modified my capabilities to match this scenario. So just like I have some hypercube functionality, I can also use the folders. But because I'm not a real folder Omni, there are limits to what I can project.
Like what?
Only the matter currently in Gehenna's database, which means we'll have to start at square one on the other side of the folder with our ship and crew.
You're telling me we'll have to start from scratch each time we pass through a folder?
I'm afraid so, yes. But at least we can pass through. It's better than being stuck here.
And that's how so in the next chapter, we basically start from the beginning again to build up the ship and everything. And that's why, because he can only go through with the base information that they started with, which I thought was a cool little twist.
Also, now that we've pacified this cluster, we can safely and speedily return to Gehenna to change our ship and specialist officers, if you'd like. Perhaps you feel that certain improvements can be made.
Tell me more about folder Omnis.
Folder Omnis use projection reconstruction technology. With the proper Omnis, one can project almost endless amounts of information into another cluster. In the glory days of the Empire, behemoth Omnis were used for this purpose. Personalityless if you ask me, but they were good at their job. They must have been among the first Omnis to be scrapped after the shutdown. Poor behemoth Omnis. Are you ready, Admiral?
Come on, Caliban. The sooner we leave, the sooner we can investigate the church. The fate of the Empire depends upon us. And now, since we cleared that chapter, we have now unlocked the Chaos class battleship. So we can actually have this as our primary, to basically replace the Odysseus. It would be the Odysseus, but not. But yeah, we'll have to check that out a little bit later. And congratulations, Chapter 1 completed. So it's kind of like the transporter in Star Trek. Like, you start out in a certain way, and you go through... I don't know, it's a weird thing to kind of explain, but it's like that trope in a movie where... I kind of like The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, I guess, when the kids go through and they have their adventures and they end up staying in Narnia and they grow old and powerful and they have weapons and all this kind of stuff and skills. But then when they go back through the wardrobe, back to the real world, they're back to being kids again. It's that kind of thing, just in science fiction, which it's really cool. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and end it here, guys, and we will start Chapter 2 at the beginning of the next episode. I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.